We are live. Yes. No. Are we live?
I don't see it.
Me either.
It says streaming on my end.
LOL. Smiley face.
Live.
All right, maybe refresh it.
Yeah, it says live.
We are now live. Cashflow loves to say that. We are now live. What's up, y'all? We are going into the launch of Digital Millionaire University's YouTube channel. Very, very, very exciting things. I have to rename myself again.
Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, so welcome to the Digital Millionaire University's YouTube channel. We are excited because we are that number one digital marketing and automation university that keeps it real. We're going to be talking about all things YouTube, all things CRM system automation, all things AI digital product creation, because essentially you need all of them to really have the business in a box, right? To have the business launch, to have the business succeed, to have the business sustain. So every Monday we're gonna have our lives where we are going on our master class, and then we are having a live to come to talk to y'all. So if y'all have any topics y'all want to speak about when it pertains to any of the CRM, the automation, the YouTube, the AI, the digital products, being online, being personable, being a business owner, being a woman in this world, okay? Woman in this world. Somebody drop being a woman, because we all know it is not the easiest role. So as y'all can see by the thumbnail that y'all clicked on, this live is about how skills are cheap compared to your passion being priceless. And so before we get into it, how y'all feeling? Monet, Queen Cashflow, how y'all feeling?
Hey, feeling good, feeling good. Super excited just for all the things to come. Man, y'all don't even know half the stuff we have in store for y'all and how hard we are pushing on our side to make sure that we have everything in order and ready to go. But I'm just excited to be here and man, I just don't have any words right now.
Yes, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Always, it's a good day when you wake up and you're able to do what you love to do. So, absolutely excited to be here and excited to talk with, the world and let them know what we have in store for them.
All right, so y'all let us know how y'all are feeling with the avatars, if y'all love the avatars on the lives. Because like Monet said, we have a lot in store for you, but essentially with DMU helping you launch your business, helping you scale your business, everybody is either starting a new business or they are in their business, they want to scale their business. And so ultimately you have to take a risk, right? And what does that risk really look like? Well, it does look like investing into your skills, right? Investing into you being an expert in your craft, investing into the time that you set aside to be a better business owner, to choose your actual company, to choose your your clients and your customers over, let's say, going out, over, let's say, at being at the movies, over, let's say, date night. Like all those different things are gonna come, but when you are on a mission, it's different, right? And so with being that your skills are something you invest into, when you ultimately think about it, I don't know, for me, like your skills are just something as an investment, like we said. Like it's not something we shouldn't be doing. Let me say that backwards, right? Your skills is something that you should be investing in, and compared to everything that you're gonna make it, right? The bigger picture, it's cheap. So you see courses, you see classes, you see mentorships, and how many people be getting off, running off by the end of the call because they scared or apprehensive to get that, to hear the offer, or don't want to be left in the room to make a decision, when in all actuality, like your skills are, your skills are something you should be investing into. And whether that's $100, whether that's $500, $5,000, $50,000, $30,000, $25,000, that is a price that you're paying one time for a life set of skills. So I don't know what y'all think about your skills being cheap, because
Absolutely.
the
I
price tag don't
agree.
be that big.
When you invest into your skills, it rolls into your passion because a lot of times we delay what it is that we really want to do or what it is that we are called in this world to do because we are just used to, being taught one way or living a certain way. And you get stuck in the comfortability comfort zone, I should say, being comfort in what you are already doing or already accustomed to doing, which essentially kills your passions because now you're no longer looking forward to doing what you love and what you're passionate about, and you're just kind of doing what you feel like is keeping you afloat. So a lot of times that may look like, going to work every day, coming home and just like doing the same cycle over and over again, although that's something that's basically deteriorating you, and not allowing you to move into your full potential and embrace your full gifts. Because when you're able to do that, like investing into skills is something that just becomes inevitable because it's like your passion weighs so much more that that you need these skills in order to be the best and in order to be great at what it is that you want to do, in order to leave the legacy behind, like all of those different things that basically entail doing what it is that you're basically planted on this earth to do. So I definitely agree that you have to be willing to put in the work for what it is that you want as far as the outcome. And a lot of times that's just us getting out of our own way and really stepping into and stepping out on faith and really stepping into, what you love and what you're passionate about. And I think that if most people operate from that mindset, that there will be so many more people that are satisfied and that are happy than unhappy, because there's a lot of people that live their life day to day and they're very unhappy, and it has a direct correlation to do is because when they wake up every day they're not doing something that they really love and that they're passionate about.
That's a whole
Yeah,
fact.
that's good. That man, that's so good. Like I couldn't agree more like with everything y'all are saying. Like I feel like skills will get you started, but your passion is like what keeps you going and growing and glowing like. And it's true, right? Like for example, about, 10 years ago, before like a virtual assistant world was like it was on the up and up. It was evolving. Nobody knew what it was. Like this was like pre-COVID, right? Like working from home wasn't really a thing. And if people did work from home, it's like, man, you get to work from home. It just wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing yet, right? And I remember when I started out as a virtual assistant, like I feel like I was getting paid for the skill. Like I had the skill. I didn't know all the systems and all the things at that time, but I was getting paid for a skill. And what I realized through that journey, right, when I eventually niched down to the systems and the automations, I'm like, I really love this. And I felt like if, like looking back, right, like if I would have just kept doing everything and doing the things that I really, wasn't passionate about, I don't feel like I would be on this call today, to be honest with you, because I would have fell off and likely ended up doing something else. And so I really, really believe in that. And also the investing in that too, right? Like I invested in the skill in the beginning. I didn't have a coach, but I did some courses, some things here and there. But yeah, like when I think about it, that like that's really like what I think about when it comes to that. Like I don't know. That's just like kind of my personal experience, but I'm all about the investing in your skill, and out of that, you will find your passion. You may not know what that is today, or if you do know what that is, you may not feel like you can take the leap or have the courage to do it. But it's like, get started. Like, don't wait because it will unveil itself when you are doing whatever that skill is, you know?
Yeah, I love the fact that you said like basic like I I love the fact that you said get started because when I think about priceless, I also think about time, right? Like the time we have to express our passion is much shorter than the time that it takes you to invest in your skill. Like you can be here and gone tomorrow. And then guess what? Everything that you wanted to do is not done or it goes with you. And so I feel like priceless is also about like it's about the time that you're willing to sacrifice your actual passion, your actual dream, or what you want to put out there. Because there's actually something controversial about like, making money. If you want to make money, what did it say? It said something that said like, oh, if you think you're gonna get rich off of your passion, you're wrong, right?
Mm,
And I didn't know how to feel about that at first because I was like, wait, how you gonna tell somebody they can't get money off of what they love doing? Like,
mm,
I don't know. That kind of got me struck the wrong way. So,
mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Like people say, follow the money and not your passion. But
mhm.
I don't really agree with that. And I think that it could be interpreted too like you're not just going to get, rich off your passion alone because you could love something, but you have to be willing to put in the work for it as well. So I think it could be, interpreted two different ways because you could love something and you could be, passionate about it. But if you're not willing to go through all the things that it takes to basically be able to build out your dream, essentially to build out your passion, then yeah, like you won't see what we talk about, like the fruits of your labor. But I strongly believe that most people that I see and I know that are successful, they are successful because they are called to do something and they follow their gift and what it is that they were good at. I think most people that I've seen do well in business that basically went after money, a lot of times I see them, they are oftentimes very unhappy, like down the line. At first it seems great and it's good because it's like, oh, well, I got into this because of, XYZ, because the money, but not really for the passion. I see that when things go bad, like they are really in a bad situation. But a lot of times when I see people that are really passionate, and you see, we have all these different things going on as far as like inflation, and we've had so many different like crises go on. And the people that I see that are still very successful, no matter what different types of economies we've been in, is people that really were passionate and they love what they do and they were able to overcome that and withstand that because they say that if the money stops, like, are you going to still keep going? And I think that has a lot to do with passion. And if you're just doing something just straight for money, if the money stops, that means you're just going to quit. And you don't want to quit, in your business or on your passion because like we said, we talked about passion being priceless. So that's something that you can't quit on.
Mm.
Yeah, that's man, that's whew, that's I key. All right, cash flow. Okay. No,
Right.
I'm like, man, what do I say after that? Let's like it's this is so good. Another thing too, I was thinking about is like when you invest in your skills, I feel like it's important because it's a foundation block. And you know how we preach and teach about foundation because a lot of people don't understand the importance of building the foundation. But I feel like when you invest in your skills, that is the foundation. But the passion is what like helps you take those skills to the next level, you know?
Yeah, because you could even acquire the skill and still not be passionate about it. And like Cashflow said, like it's just another thing that you're doing. But ultimately, that's usually the first step to bring it back full circle about what you said. When you take the first step, right? Taking a risk. If y'all haven't seen our video, our launch video of how DMU can help you in 60 seconds, make sure y'all check it out. The card is at the top of this video right here. But it ultimately is like, if you don't take that first step, then how would you even know if you're even really passionate about it? Because sometimes a passion is not even really a passion. Like, or it might be a passion for the season you're in. It might change, it might vary just based off of how you initially got into it, right? Because we evolve as humans, we evolve as businesses, and we evolve to help, right? And so what that audience needs may change. So ultimately, making that first step is really just taking a risk, a leap out on faith to be like, all right, I know I want to be in business. I know I want to help, but how? And so I think that knowing the investment on your actual skill is a part of creating the how, because we're all creators. We were born to be creators. We were born to express ourselves. We were born to fulfill a purpose. And so that creativity is inside of everybody. Now, whether that looks like creativity on YouTube, whether that looks like creativity in AI, whether that looks like creativity with systems and automations, it's still creativity. And so I think that is the caveat to knowing that first step is what is ultimately going to hold weight in being passionate in your business, in being passionate in the first steps that you take, because nobody else is going to take the steps for you.
Yeah, that's very true. And also, just like what you just said, you noted basically that people evolve and just things evolve. So I agree. Like, there's different, like, from when you maybe were a kid to going into high school, right? Adolescent to, different transitions in life, like your your mindset and your passion and different things begin to evolve and grow. Well, I should say that it should, and it's nothing
Amen.
wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's so many different things that I wanted to do, or when I was growing up, I was like, I want to do this, I want to be able to do that, and that is something that I was passionate about. But then you move into a different season, and you become passionate about something else. But what I really found is that a lot of times the the passion and, like we talked about, the skills, they're transferable. Like, we talk about hard and soft skills. They oftentimes transfer into bigger missions, I like to say, into bigger deals. But I think ultimately, like, the core of your passion always fulfills the mission, and I think that the mission just gets bigger as your passion and as you go through different transitions in life. So, like, you could be working and doing different things like that and really love what you do, and maybe when you first started it was something that you love what you do, but I feel like it's levels to it, and sometimes people grow disconnected to, like, their environment of where they are, but not necessarily their passion. Because you could be working and you could be like helping people, doing all these things that still go into your core mission of what your passion is, but your environment is completely wrong. So, like, now you have to transition your passion into the environment that you create. And that's what we talk about, like creating your own table, building your own foundation, like you said, all the things we talk about at Digital Millionaire University, being able to build out the right infrastructure, build out the right systems to be able to successfully fulfill your passion, because passion is oftentimes related to a bigger mission than just yourself. And that's when I see a lot of people really begin to step into their passion, when it becomes not just about them, but about, impact. And that's important. I feel like, to, being able to step into your passion wholeheartedly is when you start to look at and you start to think about, okay, well, number one, what's the mission, what's the purpose, and then two, like, how many people do you really want to impact? And when you look at some of, like, greatest leaders in the world, like they followed passion, but it was also a direct correlation to impact as well. So they didn't give up on what it was that they were doing. Like when I read and I look at the big success stories of like millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, and even just people that are just doing things in like the local community, like different charities and organizations, like they literally started with an idea, a dream, and passion, and they just kept going, and it grew into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what I strongly believe, that most people, that's what they have to believe that it is. Like there has to be that plan and only that plan to succeed. And a lot of times we talk ourselves out of our own passions, which is wild, because it's like it's something that you think about and you dream about every single day, and then you have this fear and doubt a lot of times people have in their mind, like, oh well, I can't do this, or you're doing something for the first time, and it's like, oh well, not a lot of people know who I am, or and then it's just like, okay, well maybe it's not meant to be. Like we have this way of talking ourselves out of something, to say like our passion is not meant to be if we don't have a certain amount of money coming in, or if we don't have a certain amount of likes or a certain amount of views. Like, and I think that we have to like remove that uh out of our minds, because it really stops a lot of people from being the best versions of themselves, of what I like to say, because I believe that's what passion pulls that out of you. It pulls the evolving and the best version of yourselves, and you continue to just recreate yourself and become better and better.
Better and better. How many
Oh
people you
yeah.
want to impact?
Oh, for me, millions, like millions of people. Like it starts off with like hundreds, but then when I start to look at the impact that other people made, I'm like, oh, they impacted millions. So you give
Mm-hmm.
yourself more confidence. Like we think too small of a number. So for me, it's like millions of people. Like I know that Digital Millionaire University will impact millions of individuals across the board, because it's not only just about passion and being able to invest into skills, but also about giving people confidence and courage, giving people the willingness that may not have the support, or they may not even be in support of themselves. They may not even recognize what they have to offer, or they may not even realize like the value of their passion and how much it means to other people. And just about not comparing yourself with others, because comparison is the thief of joy. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times that's what we do. We compare ourselves to other individuals, when our journey and our passion is, strictly ours, and it is meant for us to go through our journey and our passion in the way that, it plays out. So that's what I believe. Definitely millions of people across the globe, and not just like domestically, but also globally. And I mean, we've actually reached people right globally, and that's the good thing too about being on YouTube, is that so many people are able to access your information, because it's not only people here in the US that needs the information, that we have to offer, but it's really people all over the world that actually learns and needs information. I think that's like one of the biggest things that I've been able to recognize, just being, in business and starting business, and just having that mission, is that wow, like people are tuned in from all over, and the difference that you can make in somebody's life, like some of the things that we think are so small is like so big and so major to people. And I think that's what is important, and that's why passion is so important.
Yeah. I definitely agree that the passion, the word that I use quite often when I'm not using the word passion is serving, because I feel like, we're talking about the skills, like I feel like the skills are the tools, but like serving is the mission. And like, when you serve, like I feel like everything comes, and we always talk about abundance, right? Like I feel like everything comes in abundance when you serve. Like it's coming. Like when you're out to do what you're set out to do, like it's coming, right? So you have some people, and Jasmine Ruby mentioned this, right? Like they have a skill. Um, and if there's no passion in it, it's only going to get you so far. You'll make, and like you said, Kiana, right? Like they'll be miserable, right? Like they'll get started, they'll make money, but it's kind of like, whoa, like I don't want to do this anymore. Then what do you do, right? Like there's nothing there. There's no passion. There's nothing there to keep them like moving forward, right? And I think when you serve with the passion, right? Like people feel it. Like we're relationship based. Like we're not transactional. We don't run. We're not transactional, right? When it comes to our clients, and with DMU. And I feel like when you are passionate and you're serving, it helps to build those relationships, with your clients and your prospects, right? And your customers. Like you feel the difference, right? So, I just think myself, right? Like all of the services that I've done, right? Whether I've ordered food or ordered something, I think about those mom and pops, right? Or those businesses where they may have been just running it themselves versus a bigger corporation, right? And I think about my experience, right, as a consumer on both ends. And for those ones that are like the moms and pops, I'm like, man, I'm like, I can tell. I'm like, y'all been doing this for 40 years. You love this. Like, you love this, right? Like, you can feel it with love. Like, just, it just really makes a difference. And yeah, I think that that's definitely a big takeaway for sure. Is I like to use the word serving, because when you serve, I feel like you get everything you want and desire and more, and in abundance. Like I truly believe in that. And then when it comes to how many people, oh my gosh, I'm with you, Key. Like I don't have a number, but a lot. Like across the world, because we have so much information. We can help so many people. And for those of you that are listening, you can too. You can too. You just have to have the confidence. If you know something that somebody doesn't know, somebody needs to know that information. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have mastered something, if you're passionate about something, the world needs to know. There are people out there that need to know the information to help their skills, right? To help them tap into whatever it is they're doing, and so they can become better. So they can become better, because at the end of the day, we wake up every day grateful, but every day you should strive to be 1% better personally, professionally, all the way around. And yeah, this is a good topic. Like I could go on and on, but that's the gist for me.
Yeah, and I think that passion is also what keeps you sustainable, honestly, because when you're passionate about something, you're able to be in, you're able to be in more control of like your business and your business model.
Talk about it.
It makes
'Cause
sense.
it's given expert. Like literally,
Absolutely.
people gonna be coming to you for exactly what Monet said. Like, you love this one thing, or you love the aspect of it, and now people can come to you at any moment in time to really get just clarity from you. And that's power in itself. Like clarity is so important. We do clarity challenge. We declutter our cluttered spaces, declutter our minds, right? Every time you take a shower, you decluttering the dirt off of you. Like clarity is important in everything that we do. So like to think of it as me investing into my skill to provide clarity for somebody else's life, that's more powerful than what we really see it as. And I know conversations like this is great because somebody is always thinking about what somebody else is thinking, or somebody is always thinking about if they should even post something, or if they should invest into this program or if they should continue around these type of peoples. And ultimately, the choice is always going to be yours, but be confident in the choice that you make is always going to be the best for you because you ultimately are moving in the direction that is beneficial to what you love, is beneficial to what you are enjoying, at least for that time being, because who knows what can come from it. Like for me, I know God know, but like what I'm envisioning is not even probably what he sees. Like it's probably small, exactly what Cash said. Like it is probably micro to his macro. And so like just having the opportunity, like Monet said, every day to make that choice, to get up and to make that difference is like it's more important than what we talk about on a daily basis. Like somebody messaged me today, two people messaged me today on Instagram about the 360 video booth. And I'm sitting here like I ain't make no video for the 360 video booth in the last 2 years. But because I invested in a skill, right? Now I'm able to see that the passion that other people have for the business, right? Because I'm still passionate about my clients and the events for the 360, even though I physically don't go anymore and it's now my team, right? I'm still passionate to make sure that they're marketing correctly, to make sure that they're still getting bookings, and to make sure that everybody that reaches out, they are expressing that they need help. So I'm still passionate about helping people in an industry that I've mastered. And so literally answering questions about the money gun today, answering questions about the software today. And I'm like, wow, I have not been on, like if you look at my other, the Golden Impact YouTube channel, you will see like the last video I did was in 2022. And it's just like I thank God every day for any type of consultation, ebook, anything that is purchased in 2024 going on 2025 because I invested in a skill that I was passionate about, created a avenue that people are that feel it's safe to ask questions, it's safe to reach out, it's safe to connect with, it's safe to invest in, right? Like that ultimately, that passion in that moment that I had to create all of that is still feeding me to this day. Like I could cry about it. I really could.
Okay, I've got to add to that because it's that this is alignment because what you just said, I was going to say something before you said what you just said, but it is like the icing on the cake, right? So I feel like skills are abundant, but passion creates demand, and that's exactly what you're talking about, right?
Mm,
So I talked about abundance a while ago, but passion and serving others truly creates that demand. And that's exactly what you did with the 360 video booth, right? There's a lot of people out there with skills, right? But what sets you apart is how you use those skills to create value for other people. And you have done that, right? And that's man, that you literally took the words out of my mouth like that. That is exactly what I was gonna say. You started talking about that. I'm like, hold up a minute now. We can dig a little bit deep with this, but yeah, skills are abundant, passion creates the demand. Your passion in serving others will create that demand. And Jasmine Ruby with the 360 video booth, you haven't made a video, you're not even actively doing that. And you have created that demand for that because again, you took that leap of faith and you did everything you invested your time and money and all the things at that time because you couldn't find the answers to your problems that you had. So you're like, well, I figure it out, and I don't want other people to have to go through what I went through, right?
mhm.
And the other thing I think about too is like with our passion, right? Like our passion driving us to use those skills to solve problems. And you did that too with the 360 video. I mean, that's the perfect example. Like you did that. Like you freaking did that. So I love that.
Yes, I love it too. That was a good sentence. She said passion creates demand. Now that's a tattoo. Dead ass.
That's it. That is it. It's like, man.
That is it. Shout out to Queen Naima in the chat. We see you, Queen. She said impact over income every time.
Yeah.
Literally every time. Passion makes a difference. And that's so true. I love the fact that she said that passion makes a difference. And y'all let us know where y'all tuning in from on the live. We see y'all in the comments. But passion does make the difference because if you think about it, there is more than one person doing something or a business or creating an entity or providing a solution, right? There's multiple ways that you can get feedback, right? And if there's not, then get into that niche right away so you could do it, right? But there are multiple people out there, but the difference, like Queen Naima said, is the passion. So we can both have, let's say we both have credit repair businesses, but your main focus is helping young kids get their credit score to the 7, 800s before they even hit 21 years old. And my passion could be helping um single mothers rebuild their credit to invest into their next business to provide that passive income. Those two are the same business, right? Because it provides the credit repair or the credit solutions, but the passion is different because I am passionate about the single mothers that really want to get that source of income but need their credit fixed or their credit built, and you're passionate about building your own credit, building kids credit so that way when they are an adult they'll be in the best position. But those two businesses, even though they're the same, the passion is what makes it different. So I love the fact that she just said that in the chat. Oh, get in here, let's dance.
Yeah.
I'm screaming. Oh, where she go?
I love it.
Yes. Passion is everything, honestly. Passion is profit, to be honest.
Yes, fact.
Passion is profit. I think, what was it? Let me see. I was looking at something just now because I always like to just look at what things like actually mean.
Mm,
And I know it says like things that are associated with a strong and barely controllable emotion. So when I think about like passion, a strong liking or desire for or devotion to some activity, object, or concept, I that is so important. I said so important, so important. And like passion is directly correlated with emotion, but when I look at like the Oxford, like definition, it's like barely controllable emotion. And that's when I kind of alluded to that in the beginning because a lot of times like passion is something that you really like, something that you want to do all the time. Like there's so many things that we are wanting to do. Like it's like, I know this is what I want to do, this is what I feel good about doing, and a lot of times we are discouraged because it doesn't immediately come with a dollar sign.
Mhm.
And that is such a problem because now you are not even able to see what the outcome is to what your passion can actually get you, which is so much more than I think in the beginning, a lot of times than what people realize. Like the amount of impact, like profitability, emotion, all of those different things that come with passion that you'll be able to get if you just stay the course is worth it than attempting to start something that you love and then you're getting in it and you're like, oh well, I don't have this, I don't have that, or this is not working, or that's not working, and then you're just like, okay, I'm done. Like that that is not gonna work. Like we have to be willing to stand on our passion and have that deep connection. That's why I admire so many people when I look at stories, especially to where it's like year one, year two, year three, year
mm,
four, all these different years go by, and the person resilience and just their dedication to know like eventually this is going to work because it has to work. And you truly look at that and I'm like, dang, like that person was committed and they were passionate. And I think that passion is also tied to commitment. And a lot of people aren't willing to commit to the process of something that they truly love to be able to withstand that. And I think like a lot of times people just have a commitment issue because passion is tied to commitment. You have to be
Mhm.
committed to your passion in order to really see it through and to really see, what the outcome is of it.
Yeah, that's that's true. I have, yeah, I've got some stuff to add on to that. That's so good. I feel like you took some words out of my mouth too. Like, oh my God. So I got a bar. I got a bar. Jasmine Ruby always says I have the bars. I have a bar for y'all. All right. Passion is what transforms. Passion is what transforms your task into a mission, your client into a relationship, and your business into a legacy.
Nah, say it again.
All right. Passion is what transforms your task into a mission, right? That initial task, it blows up. It becomes much bigger than what you initially set out to do, right? A client into a relationship and a business into a legacy. And that goes far. But that's one bar. But no, to add to that and to what Kiana was saying, I feel like when you are passionate, I'm gonna use that word serving again, right? Like serving is not something you have to do, it's something that you get to do. You get excited about it, right? It makes you care about the people that you're serving. And you wake up every day thinking, how can I serve my clients better today? How can I provide more value for them? How can I help them? How can I this? How can I that? Right? That, right? That's how you know. It's like, man, like I love what I'm doing and I'm passionate about what I'm doing. It just to me, passion makes you dig deeper
Mm,
to make that impact, right? Like it makes you dig deeper to want to make the impact. Like it's just something that's always on your mind. You wake up thinking about it, you go to sleep thinking about it, you're driving thinking about it, you go through your day. How can I provide more value? How can I do this? How can you do that? Like that's how you know. Like that's really like how you know. And then that, again leads to service, which, here at DMU, like we're big on the service. So it ties right into service. Like it just makes a difference. Just back to the example that I was saying with like the mom and pops. Like we bought whether it was food or somebody made a t-shirt for you, like you could tell if they really love what they were doing or not. You could tell. You could tell the difference. It's like they made it with love. They stamped it, put the little card in there, like did an amazing job. Like it just really it shows. Like you can tell.
mm,
Yeah, and I want to say like what are being that we're talking about passion and different things like that, what are some like so for all the individuals that are listening, like, first I want to, know what your passions are, and what's, holding you back from actually, going all out and fulfilling what it is that you're called to do. But I want to hear from Ruby and Monet on what are some steps or some strategies that you can give to individuals that helped you when you were discovering, like, this is my passion and this is really what I want to do. What propelled you to move more into the direction of passion, and not run away from it?
damn.
Oh man.
I was about to say, shit, I read that first. I said, nah, I'm good.
Oh, um, mm,
But that's good to know too, because it's like, well, why did you run? And then what made you come back, to really understand like this is something that you really needed to do.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely at first, um, I was still committed to the passion, but I was doing it for myself. I wasn't uh doing it in an aspect for other people. So it was at first like, nah, I don't think I need to be doing that. I just need to focus on what I'm doing right now. Comfortability kills. Okay? I'm telling y'all right now. Just write it down, put it on a post-it and stick it on your wall. Comfortability kills. But I would say advice wise, like personally, spend time. I'm gonna say two things. Number one, get around people that have emotion, people that are moving, people that are constantly networking, constantly wanting to better their mindset, better their family, better their business. And when I say constant, I mean every single day you wake up and it's straight to it. Ain't no Saturday and Sunday off. Stay away from those people for now or forever, whatever you choose, right? But get around people that are in motion because those people are going to keep asking you the same thing. They're going to be pointing it out. They're going to be literally that push that you have either been avoiding, that you haven't thought about, or that you lacked confidence in. So I would say number one, definitely get around people with motion. Um, and then number two is going to be when you're on that journey of investing in mentorships, going to events, networking, speaking, or just getting into like Facebook groups or anything of those sorts, take the same time that you're doing all of that and also invest that time into um, your spiritual connectivity. For me, I believe in God wholeheartedly, right? My whole heart belongs to God, right? And so with that, I was able to get closer to what made me happy, get closer to things I didn't enjoy, get closer to forgiving myself of not doing something a long time ago, or forgiving others because they have maybe shown me a different side of them and I believe them to be another way. So I say all of that to say when it comes to that passion and locking in, take the time to understand your higher connectivity. What are you connected to? What do you enjoy? What do you not enjoy? And that just comes with, for me, it came with reading Bible scriptures every single morning. I have a book that is a calendar book, and every single morning it's a scripture, it's an explanation, and then it's another scripture to take me on through the day. It provided me the light that I needed to strengthen my mindset, to strengthen my faith, to strengthen my spirituality, and also to feed myself feed myself with the positivity, feed myself with the faith, feed myself with the light, to commit to the passion. Because even if you're passionate about something, that doesn't mean it's about to be a smooth sailing. Doesn't mean about it's about to be easy. That doesn't mean you about to put up a link and everybody about to book your stuff. Like, trust, okay? It just means that you are committing to a journey because you know that there's a greater purpose, there's a greater vision, and there's a greater mission. So I would definitely say those two, of being around the resources and people in motion, because that's your environment, and then your internal environment that's going to push you and make you the new person that your passion really wants you to ultimately be. So yeah.
Boom. That's so good. Love it. Um, for me, one of the biggest things in the beginning for me was just doing it. And I mentioned that earlier. And the reason why I'm really passionate about that and pushing people to do that is because I struggled with that for a long, long time.
Mhm.
I'll be a little quiet, a little hesitant. But opportunities get missed, time passes, right? All the things that could go wrong, when you are waiting for something to either be perfect or you're just scared. Or you don't know what to expect, right? Like all the things. We're human, we have all these emotions. We just don't know. But one of the one of the quotes that I live by that has helped me through and that I always like to push is like build and fly the plane at the same time. Maybe not the exact words, but that's the gist of it, right? Like it's okay to build and fly the plane at the same time. And once I realized that early on in my journey, oh my gosh, like it completely changed my life. I'm like, I don't have to have it all figured out. and I'm gonna figure it out as I go. And again, wake up every day, be 1% better. That's literally all I could do. But it has taken me a long, long way. So that's one thing I would say. The next thing I would say is be in the way and like be, what's the word I want to use? Relentless, like add value, right? Like add value, and add value. Like I've for me, like I've always just believed in giving. I'm a giver, I'm a servant. Like I give and I serve with, and I don't expect anything in return, right? So when I did that early on, and I didn't even realize I was really doing it. So when I reflect sometimes, I was like, man, yeah, I did that, but I did it. I was just like, I'm here to help. What do you need? All of that stuff, right? And it built a trust with people, whether I worked with them or not, right? It showed them how much I cared and how much I was really passionate about what I was doing. And that goes a long way. So be in the way on purpose. People be like, dang. DM you again? Yeah, DM you again. What do you need? Like that's how it should be. People be like, dang, I'm seeing this girl, I'm seeing this guy, I'm seeing their brand all over the place. Yeah, you know. So be in the way on purpose. Be in the way on purpose and provide value. It goes a long way, right? You have those people out there that are stingy with information.
Mm.
I don't believe in being stingy with information for what? Right? Like why? You know what I mean? Like so that's a big one. That's taken me really, really far. Another one, my next one I would say is right, just like Jasmine Ruby was talking about is, surround yourself with like-minded people. It makes a difference. Like Jasmine Ruby said, when there are people that are moving, right? Like it makes a difference. Those days you don't feel like getting up, you're going through something, you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this or whatever your reasons are, like, right? Life be life, and as they say, right? Whatever the reason is, those group of people, you look at them, it's like, man, I don't want to let them down. They may be your reason that day why you like, let me get up and get this done, or whatever it is, right? Like it makes a difference. And they will help your mind grow, right? So like tying it into, Jasmine Ruby, what you were saying with, feeding your mind and your body, right? You're reading the Bible verses. This is a pair, like this is very similar to that, right? Being around people that will feed your mind and your body and your soul, that will help you grow and become a better version of you personally and professionally. That makes a difference. It's like I feel like, being around like-minded people, I feel like some people will be like, oh, it's a cliche thing. I don't really believe in that. It's true. If you know, right? Like if you
Period.
like that's it. That's all I have to say with that. But I've heard a lot of people say, oh, that's cliche. Not really. Like it works. You just have to be around the right group of people. What else? Oh, and then the last one is like your obstacles, right? And your challenges, like what really helped me was like turning those into opportunities and looking at the positive side of all the things that went wrong at any given time and using those as a time to learn and get better and grow and not like, oh my gosh, pulling my hair out and this is going wrong. And no, it's like, okay, it happened, it happened. It's like, okay, how can I learn from this and be more proactive so it doesn't happen again? How can I learn from this and be better next time in case it does come up again? And I think that has really made a difference for me. Just having that, mindset about it, is really works wonders because at the end of the day, we're all human. The world is the world, life is life. Nothing will ever be perfect. And so if when things go wrong, your whole world crashes, like it's gonna be hard for you to survive out here. Like just, it just is. And so that really has taken me a long way too. So what else? Um yeah, that those are the things I would say. So that was a good question, Keith.
Yeah, I think those are all valid points. I definitely agree. I think what both of y'all said is so, so true. And just definitely being around a group of individuals like-minded, like people that are really striving and going after their passion and what they love, I think is like super key. Not think, but like just know. is super key, which is why we created Digital Millionaire University to be able to put people in a place and in a community to where you are able to thrive, being who you are authentically, but also being able to do what it is that you love to do without, being apologetic about it or just feeling like you're the only person in the world that's doing this. I think that is also another, just as like some thoughts that just came, that's also another reason why people, I feel like, oftentimes kind of put their passions to the side. Like they make it like, oh, like this thing that I love that I think about all the time is just kind of like, let me move this to the side because they are like the only person. It's like you're like an outlier. It is like, dang, am I the only person that thinks like this? And I used to feel the same way until I started really strategically placing myself, is what I like to say, in front of people who I knew wanted to do the same things that I wanted to do. And it wasn't like this weird thing when you're mentioning something like, I want to do this and this is why I want to do it. This is what I'm passionate about. Like you say that to people when you are working or you work a traditional job or you're in a family where, that's what people did and they kind of just worked, which is like nothing wrong with that. But people are going to look at you like you're really crazy. And they're going to be like, why? Like, why do you want to do that? Like, that doesn't seem like real or possible, or is that even sustainable? And all these different things. But when you get into a community, just as we've built as well, it's like the sky is the limit. It's like, oh, like they're doing this person's doing that. Like, oh, like I can so do this. It just motivates you to be better and to do better and to want better for yourself. But the biggest thing that it does is it gives you the confidence that you need to like stop putting your passion to the side, like it's a little side thing, and move it to the front. Like this is a real thing. Like I need to get serious about this because this is a serious thing. Like there's people really out here making money doing what they love, and it's a real thing. And it's
Mhm.
like you come into this new community, is what I like to say, of individuals who have the same mindset. And I think that that was one of the biggest things, outside of obviously having faith and all of those other things, but that was the biggest thing that moved me to like really know like passion is what I needed to follow overall, was being around like-minded individuals, because that really is what allowed me to really keep going, like, oh, I could do this. Like it's so many people doing this, like so many people. It's not like an anomaly, one or two. Like it's hundreds of people doing what they love, and they're being paid to do it. And that right there just really gave me like a whole nother sense of confidence and direction to say like, okay, this is really it. Like this is what you really need to focus on.
Mm, I love that,
Oh, yeah.
especially the focus part, because that passion with that focus and discipline and consistency is literally a potion. You put it together and it's the perfect recipe. Like, that's it.
Facts.
So, I mean, I'm grateful for everybody that's been tuning in, everybody that's been active in the chat. Y'all already know we're going to be here every Monday, masterclass bi-weekly, get into the real talk the other weeks. So again, every Monday we're going to be live. But essentially, I'm so grateful I invested in my skill because the passion that I have inside of me it is priceless. Like, nobody is Jasmine Ruby. Nobody is Cashflow. Nobody is Jasmine Monet except for their own individuals that are in their own souls, committing to their own legacy, um, their own passions, their own suits. And so I'm just excited and grateful that we took the risk. Like, we took the risk as individuals and then we took the risk as a collective. So I think that that is really powerful, but also inspirational because one thing's for sure, two things for certain is we gonna do it. And I really feel like it's because of the risks that we take, the risks that we have taken, and the risks that we will continue to take because we know the strategies that will always have us on top because we invested into the skill. So that's my final recap. Hello. Anybody else have any final recaps before we get back to work? Cause y'all know what we do.
No, just definitely tune in if you are looking to learn about what we do here at Digital Millionaire University, which is all things digital products, systems, automation, and YouTube. Definitely stay tuned in. Make sure you're following us and that you are signing up for all the free things that we have so you could get to know us even more. And we want to hear from you. So make sure you are leaving things in the comments and letting us know what you're passionate about. And we look forward to working with you and for you just really going all out on what it is that you truly want to do and what you're truly passionate about.
I love it. And yeah, I'll end with just take action, add value, and embrace your imperfections and create those and turn those obstacles into opportunities.
Let's get it. Go out and be great. Wherever you tuning from, if it's the evening, the morning, midday, just know you have the opportunity. So let's get it, y'all.